Hey there, troopers. This is Random Game Channel, and I want to go over my favorite build for the Demolisher. I'm calling it Multimodal Support. So basically, what this loadout will do is that you can support the team in more than one way. Typically, what you'll commonly see demolishers run is just a bunch of lure grenades, and that's about it. And of course, they'll use the utilities to get rid of bug corpses. But for my favorite build, I'm doing more than just that. I'm doing more than just blowing up bug corpses and blowing up clusters of bugs. So how am I going to do that? First, let's just go over the perks, because that's where it all really starts. So first, I'm going to have the improved grenade cooldown. That's just going to allow me to use the lure grenade a lot more often. Throw them to locations where it'll pull the bugs away from the base or other troopers. Next one is prosthetic servos. This will allow me to throw grenades a little further, and it'll allow me to punch bugs and make them, you knock them back a little. So that's another way that you can support troopers. If you see a row of guards about to munch on someone, you just go ahead and you punch it in the face, and then you'll send it flying. So that's another really great way to support the team. And also, prosthetic servos will allow you to get rid of bug corpses with your melee, because you'll be punching really hard. A lot more reliably than with a knife, too. The last perk is the extra primary perk. So this is going to let me carry 2 primary weapons. Now, if you want to be like, doing a whole bunch of damage and explodey stuff, you could equip 2 grenade launchers, right? Like that. But for me, I like to equip the Merida Hawkeye, the extended mag, 3x scope, vented barrel with a cool skin. So having the Hawkeye is going to allow me to engage grenadiers, infernos, gunners, because normally with the grenade launcher it's going to be super hard to attack and engage those super far distance targets. And sometimes the snipers are going to be preoccupied, or sometimes they'll get overwhelmed because there's too many things in the field. So I like having the flexibility where I can blow stuff up at medium and close range and snipe the bigger bugs, like the grenadiers, infernos, and the gunners. So that's another way that I'm going to be able to support the team with this build. Now, the next thing we're going to go over is the grenade. Of course, it's going to be the lure grenade. So what this thing does, if you don't know anything about it, let me tell you. It's a cool little grenade that wherever you throw it, it's going to attract bugs. It's going to aggro all the bugs that are close by. So why do you want to do that? What's the advantage? Well, the advantage is that, for example, if there's a base breach, meaning like the bugs destroyed a wall, now they're swarming into the base, you use a lure grenade, you throw it outside of the base, and the bugs, if it's close enough, they'll be attracted to wherever the lure grenade detonates, and then it'll, when it detonates, it has the little green hologram, so that'll attract the bugs, Now buy the team enough time to rebuild the wall, and once this grenade detonates the final time, it deals medium area damage and deals it in a medium blast radius. So if you got like, 4 or 5 bugs on this thing, it's gonna hit all of them. If they're just standard warriors, it should be able to like kill all of them in one go. So why else would you want to use the lure grenade? For example, if a trooper gets downed by the bugs, you can throw the lure grenade in a different direction. That'll peel the bugs off of them, allowing you or a medic to go in there and revive them. So that's why I like using the lure grenade, and that's why a lot of other demolishers like using it as well. Moving into the last two parts here, these might be pretty self-explanatory, but I'll just go over anyways. First one's going to be the nuclear jetpack. Great for clearing a large, pile of bug corpses, or trying to nuke something really big. So if you need to clear a bunch of bug corpses at once, this is a great way to do it. It has a very large blast radius, and that's why a lot of people like using it if they need to clear, like, for example, a gate that has a lot of bugs on it. Next one is the thermal charge. I know we don't really have any real options here, but this is how I use it. I like using it to get rid of bug corpses, which a lot of other demolishers do. That's just kind of what it's there for. Also, I like using this outside of gates and inside of kill zones. So this is another way that these two utilities actually can be used to support the team, clearing out those bug corpses and setting a trap. So that's just my quick rundown of why I like using this build a lot. I don't know if people really use the extra primary all that much. People like using Watkins trigger, and that's totally okay, and so is everything else. But for me, I really like how this particular loadout can help me just engage any kind of bug. Alright, well that's it for me, folks. Hopefully that'll give you some ideas, or you can even copy what I'm doing, because it's really fun to play. You're always going to be in the action. I wanted to share with you my current favorite loadout for the medic, which I'm calling Medic Marksman. So let's get into it. So as you might know already, the medic is there to heal and revive troopers, right? But I want to do something more than just heal and revive. I want to be part of the action. I want to be part of the action close range, medium range, and far range. How am I going to do that? I use the Merida Hawkeye. So, out of all the weapons in this game, I have to say that the Merida Hawkeye is like my favorite weapon to use. You can use it close range, medium range, long range. This thing is like a really good rifle that you can use. Sure, it's only semi-automatic, but it can stun bugs and force them out of a charge. I really like it a lot. I don't know how much more I can say, or any other ways I can say it. This thing kicks a lot of butt. So, I like using this thing because I can attack gunners, grenadiers, infernos, and any other bug that's like super far out there. For example, if you're in a situation where somebody's running back from an ore refinery or a gas refinery, and you see that, you know, there's bugs chasing them down, you can just nail those bugs with a Marita Hawkeye, no problem. So you can support troopers in that way, in addition to engaging, you know, those elite bugs that I just mentioned. Overall, wonderful thing to use. The next one I like using a lot is the Emancipator pistol. It's just like the Hawkeye. It can serve you very well at close, medium, and long range. So it's great. Damage drop-off isn't really, you know, that severe, and it shoots pretty dang straight at long range. Now you do have these two options available to you by default, but you know, I just don't like the Peacemaker. It shoots fast, but it's not very accurate, and the damage drop-off at long range is significant. Now the E-Pulse pistol, it's only good for medium range, and it's not going to help you out if you're getting sniped by a gunner and you don't have the Hawkeye equipped. Moving on to the utilities, I like using First Aid Stim Dart because you know, you can heal and revive troopers from a very long distance. I like putting down the First Aid Stim Fabricator. It seems to be like the standard item that you would drop down. Sometimes people don't really equip this, so that's okay. But I've seen a lot of people drop these down because it helps spread out the healing and the support that other troopers can provide for the team. Takes the pressure off of you if you're the only medic. Now with the grenades, I like interchanging between the two here, Shock Grenade and Chem Grenade. So Shock Grenade, so they kind of made a change here. You deal no damage, but now it does a little bit of damage. So that's how it kind of was in early access. I used this a lot during then. And the reason why I like using the Shock Grenade is because it produces a very significant amount of stun when it explodes. So if you have like a large group of bugs that's bearing down on someone, you could throw it in there, you can stun all of them. If there's a base breach, meaning like the bugs destroyed a wall or something and they're pouring into the base, you can throw a shock grenade into the front row of the bugs. That'll stun them, and because they're stunned and not moving, the bugs behind them have to wait for, you know, that front row to get moving again before they can all start swarming again. So this is a great, you know, utility item that you can use to defend yourself and you know, temporarily plug a hole up in the base. Another cool application for the shock grenade is that if you need to get into the middle of a crowd of bugs, you can throw it, stun them, and then if you going into that crowd to revive a trooper, it'll buy you enough time to get in there, revive the trooper, and get back out. The chem grenade, I really like using this thing too. I change between the two of them every now and then. I don't really use the MX-90 anymore for this class. But with the chem grenade, when it explodes, it like has this like this gas that it produces, and then any bug that walks through it, I've seen them get slowed down. They kind of walk through it, and then they take damage over time from the chem grenade. And then if you throw it into a pretty big crowd and other troopers start, you know, killing those bugs, you're going to get a lot of XP this way. So it's great if you want to help plug up a hole in the base where like a wall is destroyed. You can toss the chem grenade into that hole, It'll help kill the bugs in that area, and hopefully it'll allow you to repel the bugs in that area. For the shock grenade, also if you throw it into a big crowd, you can get a lot of XP from them if the other troopers help you kill the bugs. So both are great, and both can net you a lot of XP at once if you toss it at the right moment. Now there's a lot of stuff here that I can choose from, but these are like my top 3, which we can see here. So first one is the magazine bandolier. I primarily take this for the first aid stim dart because as you can see it's classified as a pistol, and this perk gives you +2 pistol mags. So it's going to give you 30 first aid stim darts to work with instead of like your 10 that you start off with by default. Next one is on your feet perk. Now this thing's amazing. I did a YouTube short on this showing how I've used it. That's great. You don't need to have like a direct line of sight to them. Like you can do it through a wall and it'll revive a trooper. Think of it as a extended version of the normal revive action. Now the exact distance on when this doesn't work, I don't know, but I'm planning to kind of experiment with that and see if I can experiment with that inside of the solo tutorial missions. How successful that will be, I don't know, but it's worth experimenting and seeing what will work there. So this is great. Especially if you're low on your medical drone charges or you don't even have any left. When you don't have any more first aid stims, and when you have like no first aid stim darts, you'll always be able to revive troopers this way. So if you haven't tried it yet, I recommend it. It's pretty fun to use. Next one is bug deterrent. This one's kind of a standard for all medics, I believe, because this is just gonna make it so bugs don't attack you if there's another trooper next to you. This is gonna allow you to do your job a lot more safely because the bugs aren't gonna prioritize you as a tasty snack. So that's my medic marksman build. It's my real favorite build that I like using. You've probably seen me play with a Hawkeye on this class a lot already, and I don't intend to switch off from it anytime soon because it's really fun. So yeah, go ahead, copy this if you like, see how it works for you. Hopefully you have fun with it. This has been Random Game Channel, and I'll see you in the field, troopers.